continue with for my next question.
Yeah.
So my next question was that with this specific statement by Trump that Mr. Modi, you take care of Bangladesh, okay, I'm not going to get involved. So, and it was a lot of plate, like a lot of media was there about it. So, tell me, is there any significance to that statement in any way? Because you will be able to decode it better than the media can.
See, of course, I think it's very significant because it tells you where it is on Trump's priority list. I think right now Trump is and his government is focusing on America first, as they should. They have a lot of internal problems of their own. They have illegal immigration of their own. They have a high level of radicalization, inflation. So I think they are really focusing on fixing their own economy, fixing their own security situation, as opposed to um, giving out their own taxpayers' money for situations that don't really affect them directly. We have also seen, and let me digress slightly here. We have also seen the exploding story of USAID, where all money was spent. And it obviously was very clear that USAID was a Trojan horse, which really, in this acronym which says aid and gives you an impression that it has something to do with humanitarian access, was actually a Trojan horse to interfere politically in the internal affairs of many, many countries. Whether it was millions of dollars being given to the election commission in India, whether it was to news media channels that were predominantly left and anti, at least the Indian government, or whether it was interference in Bangladesh. I think it is evident that American taxpayers' money was going to also, like, some of the stuff, and I just have to mention this because I found it so funny. Some of the stuff was on, like, making Sesame Street, like some $20 million on Sesame Street for Iraqi children. It was ridiculous. Transgender opera, even this whole DEI thing, which they were pushing in many countries, and I think was a very dangerous thing because even in India, we saw chahe koi bhi protest hota tha, it would become political. Even if it was the gay pride parade, you'd see something political happening there. And I remember speaking to one of the Mumbai gay pride parade organizers, and they said, "यार, हमारा तो कुछ लेना देना ही नहीं है. What is this politics that is happening in so what I'm trying to say is that there was all this money that was going into all this interference, and these were Trojan horses, even though they seemed like it was for some diversity, equality, inclusiveness. It wasn't. And I think that is what Trump is going to scale back on. The minute money is less, a lot of this stuff takes a back seat because you cannot continue any protest if it doesn't have funding. No protester will stop his job for 30 days, sit on the roads. If he isn't being fed or if he isn't, classic case for India was the CA protests. Shaheen Bagh, we know that everybody was given money, campsites were made, there was farmers' protests, same thing. So I think that money is going to scale back. What Trump meant by saying offhandedly to Prime Minister Modi that you take care of Bangladesh, that look, it's not my priority right now. I am not really going to bother with it. You deal with the government as you will, and potentially, in my opinion, Prime Minister Modi and Trump have a great they have great diplomatic strengths amongst each other. They have a great relationship. And I think India's already sent its foreign secretary to Bangladesh. There have been some level of talks, though I don't think this present interim government should be legitimized under any permutation or combination, because finally it is an illegal government. It's not a democratically elected one. But I think it really means that your diplomatic processes or how you want to dialogue with Bangladesh is something that we are not going to interfere with. And it also leaves the future possibility of India actually uh, having channels open with the US to take support if need be. But I think this is stuff that we'll have to wait and watch and see how it unfolds.
Yeah, thank you. I think you gave a befitting reply. And just to put your comment and context, so this book, The Ultimate Goal by Mr. Vikram Sood, talks about the narrative war which takes place. So this narrative